Hi everybody and welcome back to KEG's Reptiles. Today we are going to be setting up a ball python enclosure. This is the other one. Yes, that is her name. We think we are very clever. But she is definitely getting big. She's only about a year old, so it is time for her to move up. We've tried to move her up in the past, but she just was not having it. So we decided to put her back in her old enclosure and waited till she got a little bit bigger just to see if that'll help with the enclosure switch. So we got her a little bit of a smaller enclosure than we did the first time. It's definitely bigger than the one that she's in now. So hopefully she'll take better to this one this time. So today for the new ball python enclosure, we're going to be using the New Age EcoFlex reptile enclosures. This is non-sponsored. I just love these, so I have them for almost every single one of my snakes. This is their large EcoFlex. I believe it is 95 gallons and 48 inches long. I keep more of my bigger snakes, or just my older snakes that like to move around more often. They get the bigger ones, but today we're going to be doing the 40-gallon EcoFlex. It's roughly 38 inches long, or roughly 40 gallons. The reason why we're putting her in a 40-gallon, just because she was too afraid to eat, or just was too new, didn't like it. She didn't like the big enclosure, so we took it a step down to the medium one, which is the 38 inches. So we're gonna build that today and see how she likes it. Now that the tank is done and built, it took me about 30 minutes, but now that it's finally done, we had to use an oscillating saw to open a part in the tank to have the wires come through. I'd say that's really one of the only big cons of the EcoFlex. I love them, but since we have those power tools, we're able to just cut this little slit. So this is what it looks like originally. It's just this little hole. But since we have that oscillating saw, we're able to cut right there and sneak the wires through and cut it in the top as well. So now I'm just gonna kind of go through and wipe down the inside of the enclosure just to make sure it's all clean before I put in the substrate. This is my first time using ReptiChip. We're kind of going to see how it works, how it holds humidity. All of our snakes have access to humidity boxes, especially our ball pythons, just because we want to make sure that they're getting enough humidity and they have a choice between being in it or not. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. This is definitely not enough substrate for this enclosure. I do have to order more, but we are also going to mix in some of her old substrate to see if that'll kind of help her acclimate to this new enclosure. Alright, next we're going to kind of do the heating implement. It is very important that you do use thermostats, at least that I have noticed. When I first got into the reptile hobby, I was very naive. I did not have thermostats. Luckily, none of my snakes got burnt, but definitely since having the thermostats, I have noticed a significant change in my snake's attitude. Also just being wary of certain areas, and the heat mat is not too hot now. So I just have a simple heat mat that I got off Amazon. None of these items are sponsored. These are just what I use, what worked best for me. If you guys have any questions about what I'm using, definitely leave a comment and I will try my best to respond. So this does, like every other heat mat, have a little sticky side, but I don't want to stick it to the floor of this tank, just because what if I want to take it out, put something else in it that doesn't need a heat mat, you know, the whole thing. So what I like to do, it's a dual purpose. I get a small Sterilite or just any kind of tub. This one is about 7 quarts or 6.6 liters. This will act as the water dish, big enough for her to soak in, big enough for her to drink in, and then we're gonna use this lid as a divider from the heat mat. So it'll make more sense once I show it on here, but basically the sticky side is gonna stick to the bottom part of this lid. It's gonna sit right in here. Of course, this sticky tape on the bottom that it comes with is definitely not sticky enough. So what we use is this aluminum tape, ducting tape. You can find it at Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Amazon. It's really come in handy, and it doesn't melt when it comes to heat because it's used for ducting, which is very hot. So we're just going to take off this sticky side, put it right in here, and then we will tape it on. So next we're gonna grab our thermostat. This is a new brand that I'm trying, so I'm hoping out that it works really well. The reason why I got this one is because it has the dual thermostat, so I can kind of use it for more than one enclosure, just because I do have multiple ball pythons, so it makes things a little bit easier since they're gonna be at the same temperature anyways. So here is the thermostat probe. What we're going to do is first unwrap it if we can, and then we're going to get some more of our aluminum tape, just a little piece, and we're going to tape the thermostat to the top side of this tub, just because the substrate is going to go directly on this. So if the snake is on this thermostat is reading the right temperature. We're not going to put it directly onto the heat mat, just because it's going to read too high of a temperature and the snake is not going to get the right temperature that they need. So we're just going to put it right in the middle. Sometimes I will use more than one just to secure it so it doesn't get all over the place. And like I said, that little notch in the tank is where all of our cords are going to go through. So our thermostat cord and our outlet cord for the heat mat is going to go on the outside. So these are going to go like this. Sometimes I will secure it down a little bit better with the wiring. Another thing I will do when using the aluminum tape is to secure this down so it doesn't slide all over the place. It just makes everyone's life a little bit easier, so we're not wondering where the heat mat is today. We know that it is taped down and not going anywhere. That is now secured down. I know some people do have hesitations with putting any kind of tape in enclosures. I'm not saying this is necessarily animal safe at all. This is just what has worked best for us. It doesn't rarely ever come up, and the kind of substrate that we use is usually sticks to it first, and it's also not very sticky like a duct tape or any other kind of tape or sticky substance. So we like these a lot. We haven't had any bad instances with them yet, so we're trusting them just because we've used them on all of our other enclosures and all of our other snakes have been fine so far. So that is just what we do. Other people may do other things differently. So since we have the heat mat and the secured part secured down, we added this substrate a little early, but that's fine because we were able to get out of the way. I am going to turn on the heat mat and the thermostat on just so we can see if the thermostat is working correctly. So next we're gonna set our thermostat. It's a little stuck over here, so I'm gonna keep it over here. But every thermostat usually works about the same. Maybe. Okay, well, I got a little ahead of the game. I got my water bowl filled up with water. We are gonna add some Repti-Safe, just because the water from our faucet does have some nasty stuff in it. So this just helps purify the water. All the instructions are on the back for how much you're supposed to put into the water. Alrighty, so as you can see, she's in here just because I had to use the substrate from her other enclosure. So I put her in here just for now. She's not getting hurt in any way, shape, or form. This big hide is her first time using this big hide, so we'll see if she likes it or not. These fake plants were in her last enclosure, so we're just gonna incorporate these as well somehow. We're gonna keep this fairly simple. One, because I don't have more hides or foliage or branches. And secondly, that was like my only reason. But yeah, we're getting more, trust. So basically this is it all set up. I left the top off. It's fairly easy to put back in. I left it off just so I could get these kind of shots. But this is what it's looking like right now. I'm gonna try to find some more hiding spots and foliage, and yeah. All right, I know this video is a little bit all over the place, but I have been doing this longer than I've wanted to. So we're gonna kind of speed through the rest. I have these LED lights. I like them. That's what's in these. They're just LED lights. They plug into the outlet. They don't create any kind of heat just because they are LED lights. I like these just because it adds an extra pop of light into the enclosures. They're fairly simple to install. I use command strips to keep mine in, but they just go straight into the top. They have a little light switch on the back. So yeah, we're gonna put this in. All right, so we're finally done setting up the enclosure. Like I said, it definitely does need some more enrichment. This is just what we have right now, very simple setup, just to kind of get her going. But this is what we're working with. Woo! One little important step I may have forgotten about, but it's never too late. So, I forgot about the doors. Yes, so the doors are glass and they usually come pretty protected, which is really nice. So it's just a sheet of glass. Also, everything comes with instructions. I just have done a lot of these, so I hope I know what I'm doing. First, you have these two little sticky tabs that usually don't stick to each other. You're just gonna peel one end off and stick it to the little handle part. Let's see if I can do this. That'll get me crooked. Alrighty. I do like to heat it up just a little bit with my fingers, just so it sticks a little bit better to the door. I like to put mine for average door handle length, but you know, do what you like. I don't know exactly what average door handle length or placement would be, but yeah, this is what I do. So it'll look like this. One of the doors will have an extra little piece that's like this. This is the lock. So that's the other thing I really like about these sinks, is that the lock on these. So yes, other glass enclosures do have locks, but these ones, I don't know, for a bigger like species of snakes, I think they work really good, but if you have little tiny baby garters like I do, they're on high security because they're escape artists. So they're on lockdown. And these doors do tend to have just the tiniest bit of gap. So I don't put my garters in these quite yet. They need to grow up and I don't trust them. So they have to wait. Let's see. What side? Okay. This door will work. So you just put a little sticky side right there as well. You're gonna stick this. Oh man, I did the wrong one. It's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Anywho, so we're gonna grab the other door. Sometimes it is easier to do this piece first because then you can place the handle on where you place this. You're just gonna put this. There's a little thingy right there. And you're just gonna put it right about there, wherever makes your heart happy. Anywho, and like with this piece too, you're gonna put the handle on, and then you're pretty much done. A lot of these, yeah, it's too late. I need to go to bed, but we're gonna finish this. Just like the other one, we're gonna put this little door handle on. All of this is pretty simple. I don't know. It can be fun. I have had fun during this experience, but it's just a little frustrating sometimes. But we strive and we push through. So we're just gonna put this other little door handle on and call it a night. But this is what one of your doors should be looking like. Has the little thingy here, has a little thingy here. This one is gonna go in the back. It's kind of hard to explain, but the track has two sides. Like if you have a glass shower door or like your closet door that rolls back and forth, they have a track that has two sides. The door that usually has this part is gonna go on the back. On the back track. Back track. Anyhow. And then this door is gonna go on the front track. And then we're gonna put our handy dandy lock on and call it a night. But this is what it's looking like. Another little PSA. Yes, I know she doesn't have enough enrichment right now, but it's better than nothing. Please don't come for me. I'm trying my best, but it's coming along. So I will see you guys next time. Peace and love. Be nice. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you would like to know where I got all my stuff, drop a comment and I'll try my best to respond. Bye-bye.